Hello confident women, it's Antoinette and welcome back to my channel. So how do you get a guy to chase you without you lowering your standards or your morals? Like, how do you become so irresistible that you cannot be ignored? Well, first, know who you are. When you know this, and I mean when you really know this, it's not just head knowledge, but this is something that's deep down in your heart. You begin to exude your worth. Ladies, you always need to remember that you're priceless. Your value is more than rubies. You're the real deal. The confidence, not arrogance, but the confidence that comes from knowing who you really are should act as a barrier, deterring those riffraffs. You can't just be approached by every Tom, Dick, and I mean that in the literal sense, and Harry. So back to what I was saying. When you exude your worth, you become a challenge for the right type of man. And most men, they like a challenge, they enjoy it because that thing is inbuilt in them, you know. So you've got to level up your thinking, your mindset. See yourself how you want to see yourself and carry yourself knowing that you're worth every single dime, because you are. Don't let society stereotype that you're not worthy unless you're in a relationship dim your light or your demeanor, because your confidence is not rooted in your relationship status. So believe it and carry yourself accordingly. Now, my second point is, girl, you need to let him do the chasing. Seriously. And I know a lot of you might see this comment as old school, controversial, whatever. But you know what? Old school or not, it's still working and it works very well. Why fix something that's not broke? Yes, this is the 21st century, but men and women have remained the same in our internal instincts, in our hormones, our wirings, all of that. So think about that. We're wired a particular way and we haven't changed. It's everything else that has changed. So hear me out. You don't need to prove your worth by reversing roles. Let him do his job. Men like to be the pursuers. So if you're desperately like pouring yourself over him, you're not really giving him something to work for. And the irony is he just won't be interested. And I see how people see this as controversial, because it's almost like you feel like, okay, well, I'm not equal to the man if he's got to. No. Let him woo you. Let him make you feel good. Let him treat you right. Listen, you're worth it. You deserve all of this plus more. The chasing, the going out stage is meant to be enjoyable. It's not meant for you to be stressing yourself out. If anyone should be feeling the pressure, if anyone should be feeling stressed out, it's the guy, not you ladies. They have to put the work in. They have to sweat to get access to you. Don't see yourself as useless or second to none just because the guy's doing all the chasing. No, I think you need to see it for what it is. It shows you that you are something that is up there, and he needs to come up to that level to get you. So yeah, that's my take on it. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I gotta say what I gotta say. You know, this is my channel after all. Anyway, having said all of this, I do know a couple of women, a few women that have initiated like interaction with a guy, like just getting to talk to them, and they've ended up in a relationship. And I know this is controversial because many people say that if a guy can't even approach you, do you really want to be with that type of person? Or how someone who's naturally meant to be like a provider and a leader be able to handle life if he's not even brave enough to simply speak to you? So I would say, if you're brave enough, or if you choose to initiate speaking to a guy, for instance, that you tread carefully and make sure you've got your smart girl cap on, because you need to be able to very quickly discern if he's showing any interest. So if you feel like you need to initiate a conversation, let's say you're at a social event or something and you want to see if there's anything there, do what you got to do, but I wouldn't go beyond that point. If you're initiating a conversation, I feel personally that that's you going over and above. And really, if he doesn't show any interest or reciprocate any signs, like like he doesn't make any further moves on this interaction, like go ahead and ask you out, ask for your number, basically just showing interest, then please quickly take yourself out of that situation. No matter how much you think this guy hot, no matter how much you like him, his lack of response is the biggest sign that he is not interested. And you doing all of the prodding and all the chasing is not a role for a confident woman. So if nothing comes of it, don't force anything, let it go, move on. So remember, you've got to play this safe. Under no circumstance must you come across as desperate or wanting him. Let your conversation be friendly, not thirsty. Keep the conversation very basic, very general. Don't start flirting in the conversation. If anything comes of flirting, it's got to come from him. Because if you go on to flirt and he's an opportunist. He's not really into you, but he wants to take advantage of the fact that he can see that you're flirting with him. You might end up in Pepe. He gonna play this to his advantage, and you could end up very hurt. That's why I say approach this with caution. I would rather have the man do the approaching, but like I said before, things can work in different ways. So in all you're doing, and referencing my first point, always know your worth. This plus your God-given intuition will help you guide your decisions. So before I go any further, let me know if you're liking this content by hitting the like button. And if you want similar content to what I'm covering, like similar topics, then leave it down below in the comments box. Okay, so my next point is that you need to be unique. You need to be yourself. Don't try and copy anyone else. Don't try and fit into the trend. Don't try and mold yourself into something that's just not you. You need to stand out. Men are seeing the same thing over and over again, the same looks, the same poses, all over the timeline, day in, day out. You need to be a breath of fresh air, embody your own beauty. And if the guy is interested in your uniqueness, he will chase you down. He'll go out of his way to make a connection with you because you'd have sparked something in him that he just can't let go. But that probably won't happen if all you aspire to do is embody or impersonate someone else. So my next point is that you need to be present and be seen. Stop hiding. You're a confident woman and your man has to cross paths with you somehow, be it in real life or online. You need to be visible. Too many of y'all be hiding out. Don't let your insecurities get the better of you. And you don't need to be all up in people's faces trying to be the loudest person in the room just so that you get attention. Nah, that's not the way to go. Being overly loud and all over the place is actually a turn off for a lot of men. So refrain from doing that. Let your presence do all the talking. Let your presence grab his attention. Remember what I always say, insecurities, they stay loud. So if you're at an event, you want to work that room, put yourself in his eye view, position yourself well to be noticed. And if you're brave enough, you can even glance over, talk with your eyes, all of that, but don't force anything, don't overdo anything. Easy, gentle. If he's correct, he'll act on those gentle signals or the cues that you're giving him. I might do another video on this. If you want a video on this, let me know. So my next point is be irresistible. I mean, who can ignore an irresistible woman? And I'm not just talking about looks, charm and beauty, but I'm also referring to your intellect, how you communicate and how you present yourself. So when you're leveling up your glow up and your beauty game, all of that, don't forget your mind. Don't forget that it's equally, if not more important in you being irresistible. So learn new things, do new things, experience life, enrich yourself. All these things make you more attractive, and it also gives you something to talk about. Don't just exist. Live and level up your skills, level up your knowledge all along the way. Personally develop yourself by watching more of my content. Yes, that was a shameless plug right there, but you need to do these things and many more to take you to another level. As your knowledge increases, you can't stay the same person that you were before. This instinctively makes you a lot more attractive and you attract a different kind of guy. Now, my next point is, why not you? As women, we tend to second guess ourselves a lot. We tend to doubt a lot, ask unnecessary questions. But you need to start saying to yourself, why not? Why not me? We come up with so many excuses, from our looks to our achievements, whatever, and many things like even going through health challenges or mental health conditions, stuff like that. We try and hide behind it or let it pull our worthiness down. I, for one, know how hard this is. I mean, I even went through a challenging period not too long ago. But what you need to remember at the back of your mind is that you can't let the happenings of life dictate to you how you go ahead and what you do with yourself. So stop questioning your worth. Stop asking the wrong questions and start telling yourself, why not me? I deserve to have a good man. I deserve to have a good man chasing me down. A man that will compliment me, stand by me, treat me well, will love me. And when we think right, we give off great vibes. We give off that irresistible energy that we spoke about before. This is all subconscious, but people can read it. So don't let your energy and your vibes repel your guy from you. And finally, what do you look like? Now, this is flowing on from my last point. As a confident woman, you're not wanting any living thing that has a pause to swing your way. No. So you really need to be careful how you look. You need to dress according to the sort of attention you want to attract. You don't want your potential guy to not give you a second look or second thought just because of how you look. This is how important it is. So give yourself a good head start by working on what people can actually see. Now, women, remember, having said all of this, there's always going to be an exception to the rule. But you need to know that the egg doesn't chase the sperm. It's the sperm that does all the work to get into the egg, which is there chilling on its source, waiting patiently. Just because a lot of things have changed in society, like with the increase of social media, in that men now feel that they've got options and meeting good men seems to be getting harder by the day, you still mustn't lower your standards just to say that you want to be hooked up with someone. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Again, if there's anything that you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and the notification tab so that you can get up to date or get all the latest goodness from me. And follow me on Instagram. So until next time, remember that it's one step at a time to becoming confident. Bye for now.